This day was a swim day for me. So after we went, I just come home, I put all of the towels in the wash and start that, and then I get ready for the day. So I grab myself a dress, and this dress is a very special dress, which I will talk about later on. And then I just get myself ready, although I will have a cup of coffee with my mom out on the deck. And then after that, I will finish getting myself ready with hair and makeup.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. It's another lady of the house kind of day. I have some things on my list that I'm going to be sharing with you as far as what I'm going to be doing today. And I also have a special dress, this one, that I wanted to share with you. I have been waiting for this dress for a while, and I spoke about it a few months ago that I was going to be getting a special dress in June. And this is actually called the June dress. This is by Virginia Dare Dress Company. And I've featured one of the dresses that I've gotten from this company in the past. And I just love the way that she makes her dresses. And they are made in the US. So I'm going to link that along with a discount code in my description box below if you're interested. It has pockets, it's the perfect length, and it comes in so many different sizes. So I hope that you will go and check that out. And just the colors are so fun and perfect for summer. So while it's called the June dress, it's the perfect go-to dress for the summer. But I also feel that these colors would pair well going into the fall as well. So I'm looking forward to just putting a sweater on over it, or even pairing it with one of my coats when it comes to be fall time. So yes, I hope that if this dress interests you, that you will check that out, which is in my description box below. Okay, so today I have some fun things that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be in the kitchen. I'm going to be, where else am I going to be? I have work to do today. I have quite the list of things to do today. So we're going to be in the kitchen, we're going to the grocery store. We just have a lot to do today. And I already feel like I got so much done today already because I was able to go swimming early on. We do that 2 times a week now, and I look forward to that time. I especially like that it's really early in the morning, and then leaving there, I'm showered, I feel great. It's just perfect. So it's something that I have found that I love doing now, and I look forward to it. And it's something that I do with my mom and one of my daughters, the one that is really interested in getting up that early to come with us. And it feels like, you know, I've already tackled so much in the day just taking care of that and being ready. So I have some curl action going on right here. This should fall throughout the day, but right now it is 9:51 in the morning. I'm going to share my list of to-dos with you, and then we will get busy. So for my dresses of the day, this is the one that I wore when I went to go swimming this morning. It's sheer on top. I just had my swimsuit underneath it, and then I can after I shower, I just shower there with my suit on, and then once I get home I take it off and wash it. But yes, I walk out with, I wouldn't, like, I'm not soaking wet, you know. It feels great, especially in the summer. I wouldn't do this if I were to be swimming in the winter, but definitely in the summer it's not a problem. I feel nice and cool walking out of there. And then I washed this as well, so I'm just hanging it to dry right now. But this dress right here is the June dress, and it's a lovely floral pattern, hand painted, as you can see. Well, you know, whoever did the painting of it, but it looks like a really pretty watercolor, and it's pretty bright. But I love the variations of colors within it, and it's just a fun summery kind of dress to wear. So like I said, I feel that it hits just the right spot so you can do all of your daily activities with this dress on. And then it has this nice sash. One of the really nice things about this dress is that it doesn't have any of the loops on the side for the belt or for the sash to hold on to, but it doesn't feel like it moves a lot, you know. It pretty much stays in the place that you put it. It's beautiful, it's pretty, it feels very feminine and just lovely to wear. Now this is 100% polyester, but the polyester feels different than any other kind of polyester I have, and I'm probably the polyester queen when it comes to dresses, and polyester doesn't bother me. There is certain kinds of polyester that I don't care for, but this one is really nice, very flowy. It's actually a really good dress if I wanted to go swimming and just to pack it in my bag, because it could come out without a single wrinkle on it. So that is definitely a plus. I have already been doing laundry this morning, so I have some ready to fold again. I think I had some in there yesterday, and I just got done folding that, which was just like some napkins and whatnot. But since we went to the pool today, I thought, well, I better grab some towels and just any other extra napkins. So that's what all of this is. My mom also had some towels that she wanted to have washed, so I just did those. But now I have a really big bag of like robes and towels, and these were from a baptism last night, and I'm in charge of making sure that they get washed and then returning them to the building the next time we go, so that if anybody else wishes to be baptized, we have all the things necessary. But you know, that's always just such a wonderful thing. And I have the towels in there, so I'm just going to do this separately, I think would be the best way to go. So on the list today, I have to film this Lady of the House video, which I have been doing. 6 a.m. swim lanes, which we already did that. I have a goal of 15,000 steps today. I did not go walking before we went swimming, and then we didn't walk once we got back. I just started getting ready, and I had coffee on the deck with my mom, and you know, so I'll just have to get my steps in at the grocery store, all the cooking I'm going to be doing, and then just later this evening, maybe. I have orders to ship, which I still need to put those together. And then I have 10 bluebells to paint because I've already painted 8. And then I have 4 quiche to make plus a soup, and then also to wash those baptism robes and towels. So those are in the wash while I've started them. I still have the towels to wash, but getting those going. Right now I am just going to head to the grocery store, with it being 10, and get to work on those quiche.
I don't think that it will come as a surprise to many of you that I really love routines, and I know that many of you love them as well. That's why they are some of the most heavily viewed videos on YouTube. We want to create the perfect routine. We want something that will help us through our day, and we know that having a good routine can help with that. And I'm going to share this comment that has stuck with me for several weeks now, and I wanted to share it with you because it really, I think so many of us can relate to this and should have a better understanding of routines. So I am going to be sharing Marin Latham's comment. She said, "I really appreciate your discussion at the end of the video about the balancing act of life, and how during certain seasons of life we can give more attention to some things and other things have to go on the back burner. This has taken me a long time to learn. I used to be almost obsessed with the idea of creating the perfect schedule. I kept thinking that if I could just plan things perfectly, I could get everything done and that I could be 100% consistent with all of my obligations. I've had this fantasy that if I could just figure out the most efficient order to do things in, I would be able to get everything done in a peaceful, even feeling way, and that it was possible to not feel rushed or behind or like I am letting anyone down. This has not been a fruitless pursuit. I have made many changes and have seen vast improvements in my life. But there is no such thing as the perfect schedule. It is not possible to try to do everything evenly all of the time. Some things take priority, while other things necessarily must fall by the wayside. A vast array of outward circumstances, which are outside of my control, have to be accepted and worked with. The feeling of peaceful balance and calm order is not something that can ever be a permanent state, but only something I experience for periods of time throughout the day. Just realizing that I am not failing or doing something wrong, but that realistically this is about as good as it gets, and to instead feel grateful for what God has allowed me to accomplish, has taken a huge burden off my shoulders."
My mom's laundry is done now, so I'm going to just put it in an area where she can take it back to her house with her when she comes back in. But I'm going to use this time to finish up the laundry that I have left here. And as the bacon cooks right now, bakes, I am going to get some work done in my office with that time. I really like when I have like that timer of having to get things done by a certain time, and then the next step in the kitchen, I use that time that something's baking to do something else. So I just try to be really productive with all of this time. When I went to the grocery store, first I went to Trader Joe's to get some beautiful peonies. They are, I feel like I wait all year for this time so that I can enjoy them. I ended up putting them right on my nightstand there, and they just look so pretty. So I'm going to finish that up and then get to work.
This was so well written, Marin. Thank you for putting all of this into words. I want to share with you how things have been for me this week, and how you may be seeing something like one day where I am feeling like, okay, I'm going to focus on this, I'm going to focus on that, all the things that I really like to focus on, but it's not that way every day. And it's good to have an outline for our schedule, but just knowing that it's not going to be that way every day is okay. For me, right now, this day, which was yesterday for me, looks completely different than my day today. I don't have any of my blinds open. It's dark in my office. I have a candle lit, but I'm enjoying the ambiance that alone is creating. I had actually had, my kitchen was a huge mess because of course I went to bed early. The kids got home kind of late, and I didn't even say goodnight to my children. Whenever my husband picked them up, I was already sleeping. I usually am a very light sleeper, but last night I slept through everything. And I woke up, the house was a big mess. It didn't feel as good to start on my work. And then my mom comes in and we're chatting and stuff, and I'm sitting here feeling just anxious because I have this video that I want to put out, and I haven't been able to meet all of my own self-imposed deadlines because of all the things that I did this week. And as I'm sitting there, I'm talking to her about these things and what I've done and how things can look a certain way, or one day may look a certain way, but it's completely different the other days. And it's hard to wrap all of that up in a video. It's hard to share with you how Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm doing something completely different than I am on Thursday. And then Friday, it's just all work, no play. It's just sitting here trying to come up with ideas, trying to be creative, having a completely different atmosphere. It's hard to share with you that I am going to be playing cards with my kids, and staying on top of all of the things that I like to do when it comes to homemaking on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, I completely changed things up because I opened my door to somebody that I met at church, and then she comes over with her kids, and then, I'm spending all this time just trying to get the house nice and cleaned up so that it's presentable when she comes, and then we sit there and we talk the whole day. And so all the work that I would normally be doing so that I'm not rushing by this time and I can actually release my video by a time that I had once again had a self-imposed deadline for myself is not going to happen. But when you can do all of these different things, there's good reason for these things that we do. And like I said, all these things look different at different times. There's no way that I could say that any of that was done in vain. Those kind of things are more important than me making sure that I stick to some perfect schedule that I think that there is, or making sure that I'm setting aside the time to be able to make food to bring to a family that is in distress right now, and sitting there with her and talking with her and helping her through these moments that are very difficult. And yes, we do end up feeling a little bit of stress because we're not meeting all these things that we have on our list of what we would like to do. But when you stop and when you look back at your days and when you look back at a week, you can sit there and smile, knowing that all of these things were done for a purpose. They had an important reason to be done. And I believe that most of us in those moments make those decisions and they're for good. And so even though we don't stick to some perfect schedule, as we like to say, really, it's most important to be flexible. It's most important to allow us to live and to allow life to happen, because there is no such thing as a perfect schedule. The perfect schedule, if there was one, is to just create something that you enjoy, something that, like an outline of a life that you would like. Stick to it on days that you can, and on the other days, accept the changes as they come. Be flexible and live your life.
Andre surprised me with this seal the other day, and it takes a lot more wax to use it, but I really love the way that it comes out. It's a bit much, you know, with how big it is and everything, but he fit the whole Inspired by Nikki on there with the flowers and everything. I mean, it's a lot. I feel that it's a lot on there, but it worked. So we are on brand now with the seal, so that is good. I have my very own. I've still been using the rose one that I have. I don't know if you can see this one. Maybe it won't show. Anyway, I've been using this rose one that I found at Michael's for a while, and I just use that to attach the tracing paper with the bookmarks inside to the card itself. But now that this is done, I'm going to finish packaging it up. I am going to include a stationery card with it and then get it out in the mailbox, because I'm pretty sure the mail person's supposed to be here shortly. I think it's time for a refresh because things are looking a little crazy here. Okay, so I'm feeling good because I have all 4 done. So 2 are for us, and then 2 we are going to be taking to friends of ours for just because it's a good time, because of some things going on right now with their family. And so I also have all the robes here that I just need to quickly fold up, put into a bag, and then the towels are drying, so those are just about done. I was able to get my order done. I was able to get a pen pal letter sent out, so I am feeling good. And the video that I was supposed to release today for my patrons, I just got done putting that together. I really put that off because I was nervous about how it turned out. It's all about the making of my most emotional video and the behind the scenes on that. So I'm starting to share behind the scenes. I was sharing sneak peeks with my patrons, but now it's going to be a behind the scenes look. So yeah, I had talked about that. I had that filmed already, but I just put off sitting down and watching it because sometimes I just feel like, well, it's not going to come out, so I'm going to have to refilm. I was thinking today that I was going to have to refilm, but I don't have to, so I feel good about that. So that one is uploading right now, and just we got a lot of things done, and all these different things I was able to do while I was doing other things as well. So that feels great. I got my thumbnail for this video already. Okay, my battery died, but all in all, everything feels good that I was able to get done. The last thing that I am going to be doing now until we take the food, flowers, and dessert over to our friend's house is to freshen myself up and edit this video. So that I want to do. Oh, and I also have comments to answer. So Thursdays are probably just my busiest day, and it feels good to have the quiche done because that is dinner tonight, because I didn't even get to make the soup. So we'll do the soup tomorrow, and then today I just want to get through this and I'll be good. I've been enjoying coming back and forth within my room just because these look so pretty to me. It's always nice to just have something beautiful to look at. Very simple, very pretty.
Today I'm shining the light on Linda Henderson. She wrote, "Lady of the house means honoring my calling to be a homemaker. It means performing my chosen duties with due diligence and gratitude. Yes, they are essentially mundane and routine, yet I can enjoy listening to music or classic radio shows from the 30s and 40s on Sirius as I work around the house. My father was a musician and there was always music playing. We don't have television, just YouTube, which we are very selective as to what we watch. I find comfort, you might say, in my routines. Oh, things can get upended, but I return to my work easily. Our home is our sanctuary from the world, and it gives me great pleasure to provide the calming, peaceful atmosphere in our home.
So Jorge just got home. We are going to head over to my aunt's house because she has a salad and 2 Kringles that we're going to pick up from her and then take everything over to their house. I have some of those flowers I just put in a small vase, and then that'll be that. I need to get home. I have more bluebells to paint. That was the one thing on my list that I have not done yet today. And also my floors are looking rather sad, so I might end up doing that as well later this evening though. So but it's nice to have dinner already done, I must say. That feels really good. So we had a really wonderful visit. I'm so glad that we went and took the food over and the flowers, and she loved the flowers. She said, "How did you know that I love peonies?" So that's going to be something that hopefully I can bring to her more often. And I have a lot of work left to do. I don't think that I'm going to get to doing the floors. They're just not that important right now in comparison to the work that I need to do. I did not even go walking this evening. Today has been low activity aside from the swimming, but that's fine. Like, I kind of plan on that for Thursdays, and then Fridays I can just pick everything back up, although usually not the morning walk because I'm so busy. I'm answering comments and doing all of that. So I kind of have my routine of things, and not every single day is the same thing, and I'm good with that too, just because there are different things on different days, and you never live the same day twice. So that keeps things exciting. Okay, so anyway, I'm getting kind of tired. We are not going to mop the floors tonight. I can save that for tomorrow. Jorge took the kids to his mom's house, so things are very quiet right now, and I feel like it's just about time to get ready for bed. I think I'm just going to have to wake up extra early tomorrow. So sometimes I have days like that though. It's just kind of one of those days I'm exhausted. So I think that I should start getting ready for bed right now. And when I'm this tired, it's not good to push myself. I can wake up early tomorrow and do a much better job than I would tonight. So anyway, that is that. I want to thank all of you for being here. Thank you for showing your support in all the ways that you do. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye, everyone.
This video was brought to you by our patrons and all those who've purchased from the Inspired by Nikki store. Thank you. I'm grateful for all of my returning subscribers. Your continued support and kind words are an inspiration to me. I want to welcome you if you are new and invite you to subscribe to be inspired daily to make the everyday beautiful.